All right, I'm back. Jesus. Uh, I don't know. uh, I don't know. I'm speechless with this damn computer. For people that don't know, I hope you guys can hear me. My cat spilled water on the computer on the top and it went through, and I saved it, but it's not working properly. And I guess I'm gonna have to go buy a new computer or whatever. It's a brand new computer. That's why I'm being a bitch and trying to fix it, change the graphics cards. Anyway, um, can you guys hear me? Just to make sure. Yes, mate. Okay, good. All right, thank you. Thanks, Mark. All right, so again, we have a double top. We have the 10-year that's rising, which is putting pressure on earnings yield, and that's problematic. Now, if we take a look at oil, oil is back to 40. It didn't do something spectacular. It's not like, okay, let's price in future demand for oil because the economy is going to come back. Okay, and let's take a look at that. All right, so I mean it's back in the middle of the range for sure. Okay, hit above 41, but again it's failing, right? And when you look at the structure, well, it's a simple 1, 2, 3 up. Okay, and usually when it's a 1, 2, 3 up, you end up with a structure, and then you have another structure. And if we zoom in, okay, again, it doesn't mean that it can't go higher. It's just once that 1, 2, 3 structure is defined, okay, the possibility is not always. The possibility is that it can just on the next time down break. Okay, so I can do this 1, 2, 3 up and then come down. All right, doesn't have to. I'm just telling you what's that at this point. It's a valid structure. It's a hooked. It's everything. Whatever you need it to do, that it can do that. Okay, it can also stay in the channel, continue much higher. But for right now, it's in the middle of nowhere. Um, you cannot say it's expensive, right? Uh, it's performed probably the best in terms of the economy, and you can actually even argue a little bit that it's underperformed. Okay, to a certain extent. So you would think it would be much higher. So anyway, Bitcoin building a high base. Okay, building a high base, so that's looking good. And just a couple other ones. Commodities, agriculture, breaking out. Precious metals, they pulled back. All right, let's talk a little bit about gold. All right, pulled back, less fear. So the people that bought it because of fear sold it. The people who bought it for uh, the money supply increase, they're likely going to hold on to it and push it back up. That's the way I look at it. But you cannot argue that it did break back into structure. All right, and from failed moves comes fast moves in the opposite direction. That's exactly what happened. So we'll see how this performs in the days ahead. Okay, uh, we need more clarity. We need more data. We need a lot more things before we can start. Because when you get into these news cycle-driven markets, they give you so many false signals. It's very difficult to make a determination. It's hard to hold on to anything, no matter which way you go, short, long, it doesn't matter. They're going to rip you apart. Also, remember that volatility occurs at turning points, right? So we've been having a very volatile market. That's also a negative for the markets. So, you look at these moves up here, right? They're huge and they're fast and they're furious. And when you measure them, they're crazy. Look at that. That's a 14% decline. And then this one is a 15% rise. And then he went into a 10% decline. and then you went into a 13% rise. So you see what I'm saying, right? You still have the double top. You still have a very volatile market. You still, we reached that limit of that 10 to 15% that I just showed you. So we need more time. We need more clarity. Let's not just run off the news and bye. Yeah, I'm going to it's going to the moon. Anybody have any questions so far? No. Okay, good. So, uh, small caps. Let's look at them at a smaller time frame. Okay, it looks like it's just withering away, and it's back below the previous high. All right, so that's not necessarily a good thing. Um, let's look at the Nasdaq. Okay. This is off a little bit, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, it is. Um, for sure, this broke, right? There's no question about that. This has broken, but we can readjust it, okay, and see that it's holding this previous low that it made. It's building that pressure down there. It also kind of has that limp tick formation going, right? Where it's accelerating to the downside, okay? It's a limp tickish. And usually what happens when you get a limp tick is you get a pop. We are also at the point of control for the daily. Um, so we'll see if it bounces here. If it doesn't, okay, I think that's going to be very bad. Because then even if it does pop, okay, we'll likely see lower lower prices. And the reason for that is because this structure here is breaking. And I'm just giving it all the benefit of the doubt with this expansion because it's going to end up looking like this. A, B, C, finished, done, broken. Okay. Again, bearish. If that's the case. If it pops here, then it's an expansion, whatever. I give it the benefit of the doubt for today. Um, but again, it's got to perform. It can't fuck around because then you're going to end up like this. It's an A, B, and then you're going to look for another C, another move up, right? So that's why I'm giving it the benefit of the doubt. All right. The 5-day point of control is exactly where we are right now. Okay, so it's kind of happy there, content. It's 3:17 in the afternoon. We got about 43 minutes left to go in the session. So we'll see how that goes. All right, let's see if it holds here. But it is down for the day, right? Negative 0.4. Germany, small time frame, broke above, incredibly bullish. This is the new structure that it broke out of. Okay. UK. And these are all 5-minute charts, so they're very short term. We talked about that void, right? Remember? This is why it's here. We had the void in here, and look. Whoop, vacuum. Boom. Straight up. This is not valid, but something like this. Something to this effect. Okay. It's just there. It's not the lowest point. It's not drone. It's not, but for the sake of just looking at it. Dollar, big drop, pop a little bit, Okay, but the overall picture of the dollar is breaking down. Right, trying to hold on, but it's breaking down. U.S. dollar, Japanese yen. Okay, big reversal day today. Big reversal. Now remember, Japan relative to the U.S. they have very few cases, so their economy is 2.2% unemployment. So they are technically a lot better, doing a lot better than we are, especially now with 125,000 cases per day, projected to go to 200,000. Euro back into the structure. I'm not too concerned about this. Okay, um, of course, news is gonna fuck with it, right? You can look at this as a 1, 2, and then we're going to look for a continuation up, at least to this resistance area. For now, if something changes, but that's my view. Pound, I'm not too crazy about. U.S. dollar, Turkish lira. There was a finance minister that was booted out of office, but I don't know what that's going to do differently. Maybe he's going to raise interest rates, the next guy. I don't know. U.S. dollar ruble, U.S. dollar collapsing against the ruble. So you can see the weakness, right? It's not just an index. USD CAD broke the previous low, popping now. Okay, double top M pattern. Okay, M pattern breaking down previous lows or potential areas of reversals or pauses. Blah blah blah. You guys should know that. Australian dollars breaking out. New Zealand dollar breaking out. So, and U.S. dollar renminbi yuan is popping a little bit. All right. And then the Euro index, this could be viewed as a break test go. Okay. So it broke, it's coming back to test, and then again, continue higher. So it's going to be interesting to see how it's going to close. All right. We're going to get some kind of a pop here. It's going to try to, maintain this new structure. Maybe it's an expansion. We'll see. We'll see. But if this breaks, that double top is going to become a lot more meaningful, believe me. Let's hope it doesn't, but it's not doing a very good job right now. In fact, we can say this is a bear flag, right? It's unfortunate I can't take this to a 5-second, but building that pressure at the bottom of the trend line is not conducive to a bullishness, right? Anybody have any questions? Any questions? If you remember a few videos back, I was saying that, just because it's going straight up doesn't mean that, it'll never come back down again, right? Um, and it came back under the least expected day and on the least expected news that you could possibly ever imagine, right? But that's that's the fuckery of it all. That's the fuckery. That's why you wait. That's why I remember I got fucked so many times with these things. Be patient. You lose a couple percent, you get the right setup, you buy it. Okay? Don't don't get flabbergasted and I gotta buy, I gotta buy. Don't become a zombie. Right? Just gotta buy, gotta buy. Don't be a DGer. How many people want to buy now? A lot less than yesterday, or the day before that, and the day before that. I'll tell you that much. Comes back a little bit, everybody panics. Oh, now I don't want to buy it. Well, you see what I mean? human nature. It's the brain. You know, it's the way it works. And once you understand it, once you understand know thyself, once you understand yourself, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, I've seen this movie before. It's okay, my friend, take it. It's yours. Enjoy. Right? All right. So let's see what it's doing. It's trying to hold there. Point of control is at 12. Well, let's be more accurate. Point of control is at 12,100. All right. It's still within the 70% of the range for the day. So that's important. This is the bottom right here. All right. Right in this rectangle is where 70% of all trades went off today. So it's okay. It's not totally bearish, but it's getting there. The other thing to note is all these lower highs. Don't forget to look at the obvious. They're not part of the bare knuckle charting things, but you know it's common sense. If you keep making lower highs, sorry, uh, you know, pay attention to it. All right, so even airlines have pulled off their highs, and they're down 6%. They're actually down 10% from their highs. So they popped how much? Let me see if I right there. So he popped 24%. Okay, and then dropped 10%. And right now it's trading about 6% from the highs of today. World Stock Market Index also pulling back. This is normal. This is not necessarily bearish. They always pull back a little bit and then they continue on. Japan really just exploded. 5% higher. Okay, 5% higher. Very far away from the all-time high, granted, but from the recent highs, it's definitely above it. Australia, mate. Australia, okay, continuing wave 3 up. So we had a 1, a 2, and a 3. Now again, I'm going to mention this just for the sake of mentioning it, but wave 3s are ending usually, right? Patterns, usually, not always. So we'll see. New York Stock Exchange, flat, just below the previous high. Dow Jones. Dow Jones didn't bounce either, huh? Just for FYI, popped very nicely. Okay, good. But right up against that resistance area, right? That previous high. So we'll see. There it goes, Nasdaq breaking. So that's not a good sign. That's not a good sign. Bless you. All right, let's see how it behaves here. All right. Time now is 3:29, so we got another 31 minutes left to trade. Kind of makes you wonder if this is kind of the buy the rumor, sell the news, huh? It's not like the market is not expensive. I mean, my God, it is so extremely expensive. All right, trying to hold on. We'll see. Anybody have any questions? Fauci came out and says Moderna may have similar results as Pfizer vaccine. Bullish. Delusional Donald Trump. Georgia will be a big presidential win, as it was in the night of the election. Like, how did this guy become a president? I wonder. How the hell did this guy become a president? Unbelievably delusional, completely gone, finished. All right. So how close do we come to the previous low? Enough? Yeah. Yeah. Maybe one more down, then we'll get the pop.
Mic off. Mic on.
Nasdaq is the market leader. Before I was following Germany mostly, and then I got away from Germany, and Obviously, tech is what the new market leader is, and if tomorrow it's the S&P, then I'll follow the S&P. If it's small caps, I'll follow small caps. If it's UK, I don't care who it is. Uh, yeah, another 70 plus day. It was scorched earth. You know, he's going to try to make everything difficult for everybody around him because the little baby is in pain. You know, and the little baby never learned how to, soothe himself. You know, he's not a big boy. He doesn't know how to deal with failure. That's why he had his friends go and do the test for him. You know, it's a disgrace. I guess people like that. I don't fucking know. Disgrace, disgrace. I would shoot myself if I was him from embarrassment. It's one thing to sport bitch. Sport bitching, I'm a champion. I won the Olympic medal 2 times. Right? But it's for sport. You just do it. This guy is always whining. He's always crying. It's always something is wrong. Everybody's wrong in him. Like, jeez, man, dude. All right, a little bit lower. 1950 is the previous low. Again, pay attention to the limp tick, right? It's an acceleration to the downside. All right, Nasdaq down 1% for the day. 24 minutes left to go in the training session. Hopefully, we'll get a pop here into the close. Otherwise, this structure starting to break is not going to be good. It's not going to be good because then you're going to end up with a valid M pattern as it starts to fall here. This part will start to validate. Again, look at the trajectory, right? Too steep, too steep. It's not, the markets don't move like this. It's too steep. So let's see how far it comes down. Maybe it'll bounce here or something like this. I don't know. Can this end up being a cup and handle? These are all just possibilities. I'm just playing with them. Uh, can it end up being something like this? This would be super bullish, right? Super bullish. It's a possibility. So quickly, let's take a look here. All right. In terms of a vaccine to get this up and going and running and effective and all these things, right? Um, when will a vaccine be available is the first question, right? It's not necessarily in order, but think about it. What is its effectiveness? They're telling us 90%. Okay, great. Is it peer reviewed? Is it validated? I don't know. It's just Pfizer telling me. Pfizer can tell me whatever they want. Uh, what quantity can be manufactured in the next year? All right. At the very least, we need enough for the elderly, and God knows, when that will come. Does it work on all mutations? We have a mutation now in Denmark. We don't know if it's a big deal or not. We've had several. They weren't a big deal. But again, does it work on all mutations? I don't know. How many dosages are required, right? How many shots for effectiveness? In this case, is 2. So what they're telling us is going to be 1.3 billion uh, uh, vaccines available in 2021, but that's only good for 650,000 people. I'm sorry, 650 million people. But there's 7 billion people in the world, so it's not enough. 1 out of every 14. How long will immunity last? 6 months, 3 months, a year, forever? I don't. Nobody knows. What are the side effects? Right? You start glowing in the dark. I don't know. How many people are willing to take it? That's a very big question. That's an unknown. The polls show 50%, but who knows? We're going to need booster shots. How often? So just think about these questions. It's not simple. It's not always simple. You got to think about these things. My biggest concern is that even if we get that 1.5, 1.3 billion dosage, whatever, man, we are all so fatigued. It's nothing that's immediate now. We got to deal with the now, right? The longer that the economy stays in a recession, the worse it becomes. It's harder to pull it out of a recession. On top of that, we've had so much stimulus, so much QE, so much over these past 10 years that it's crowding out investment, right? Everything is, I mean, now we're down to helicopter money. It's problematic. It starts losing its effectiveness, and the longer we have to go through an economic, I'll call it a depression because that's what I feel it is, the worse it is. The worse it is. I mean, I'm all for the, hey, hopium, crack pipe. I like that stuff, but to a point. Then you gotta look at reality. All right, what's it trying to do? It's trying to break down from this flag. How good of a job is it doing? So far, not too good. Okay, but it is grinding. A grindy kind of feel, right? Puts you to sleep and it just keeps going lower in a limp tick. So, series of lower highs. $18 minutes left to go in the training session. I want you to think about all the people that ran out and bought it and held it and are doubled down and tripled down and quadrupled down right now. No, but the vaccine is out. It's kind of like the masks, the people that don't understand the masks. Well, the mask doesn't protect you from anything. They think a mask is a vaccine. It's part of a comprehensive approach to dealing with COVID, man. The mask is not supposed to cure you. And they keep posting it on their Facebook, and it's like, oh. Does a seatbelt guarantee you won't die in a car accident? No. Does it prevent death? Yes. Same thing. And the worst part is that we're going through these 125,000 cases per day, and we still have Trump for another 70 days. And he's not going to do dick about it. He's more worried about fictitious fantasy fraud. All right, here we come. Here we come. Previous low. Hopefully we'll get the bounce here. Come on, baby. You can do it. Little bit more. Come on. Don't be afraid. A little bit more. Come on. See how slow and grindy it is and just puts people to sleep? The person that's long right now, that's quadrupled down, he's just sitting there, or she's just sitting there like, now it's going to bounce. Now it's going to bounce. Oh, look, 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 it's going up. It's going up. Okay, now, now it's going to bounce. They've been doing this now since this morning. I remember those days, believe me. Get up, walk around the room, don't look at it, go try to sit and watch TV, come back, look at it, it's lower. Fuck. Go back. Alright, fuck this. I don't care. I'm buying. It's a vaccine. The market is wrong. Embarrassing. I cringe just thinking about it. Alright, S&P down to 2% now, which is the normal extreme for the day. Small caps are still kicking ass all over the place. Transportation up 4%. And the FANGs have really given it up. They're down 2.85% on the day. Now, that's not necessarily bad because you're going to pull money out of the high flyers, the market leaders, and you're going to go buy the beaten up ones. Okay? There's a shift in positioning. Doesn't mean that it's bearish necessarily. Could be. Come on. Come on. Get it over with. There we go. Boom. Broke it. Okay. Good. So now we're looking for the upside. 12 minutes left to go in the trading session, and Nasdaq is down 1.2. S&P is on track to go test the where it opened. Wow, that's kind of weird, huh? So you got one, two, three. Perhaps close the gap. I don't know. Right? Maybe come down and then pop, because then we're going to have this structure here. And that would be bullish, right? Let's mark that for tomorrow. Okay. That this is what it is possibly playing here. I'll move this out of the way so we can see it better. Look at that move. Huge. Ten minutes left to go in the trading session. Fangs are now down 3% for the day. Uh-huh. So we are back where we were 4 days ago. 4 trading days ago. Yes. Just needs to come down some more. Yeah. Oh. Looky. Accelerating to the downside. 1.64% for the day. All right. Where is it going? All right. Maybe these previous lows here. Yeah. Well, clearly this is not a good thing, right? So it's broken completely. There's no hope to redraw anything at this point. So now you got to go with this. Okay. I try to give it the benefit of the doubt. Didn't work. That's fine. So this is what we're looking for now. A thrust move out of this structure. Right in here. Correction. All right. So now what? Double top? Yes. Enough of a hook for me if it's going to break the structure. Um, yeah. Hmm. What's the 10-year doing? Starting to pull back. Oh no, that's a 30. No, that wrong one. Why does it say 30 minutes? I was like, what the fuck? I'm losing it. I thought it was the 30 year. Then I'm like, no, wait, there's a 10. I'm like, what is this? A 10 and a 30? 30? I'm tired. I didn't sleep too much yesterday. Confused. So they're selling. Okay. All right. Let's see if it's testing this low. Because we got 5 minutes left to go in the trading session. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Yeah, I guess it doesn't like the 10-year up there either, huh? Again, don't panic. This is going to bounce at some point, right? But yeah, I mean, it's going to have to exert a lot more energy on the way up, which kind of validates the double top. Again, price is an advertising mechanism. It's designed to provoke emotions. Don't let it. Be smart. Be patient. Be patient. All the bulls, I don't see the bulls coming out. Oh, look at the. I'm buying now. I don't see it. None of the bulls, none of those perma bulls are coming out, waving the little fucking perma bull flag right now. Let me also show you something else that I don't have on here, by the way, but I want you to see it because I talk about it a lot, but you never really get to see it. This morning we had this structure in place. Okay, and it broke out, built a nice high base, and failed. Now, I've mentioned many times in the past that I don't like these wedge patterns because they break one way and then do the other. Okay? This is a perfect example of breaking and failing. Right? They DQ one way and then there's the other. This is the problem with wedges. Okay? So I don't like them. We had another one back here somewhere. I think I have it somewhere. I want to say it's this one. Something like that. But this one continued higher. Look at that. All right, good. So we got 2 minutes left to go. All right, broke the previous low. We're gonna look for the bounce now. All right, because again, markets don't move in this manner. Clearly, we have broken the uptrend, and we do have the double top M pattern still in play. Um, so now we wait. One way or another, we wait. See what it does. Clearly, we have a void, right? So this is the next area of potential bounce right here. Okay. And then after that, it's this one and this one. One step at a time. Let the data tell us. Oops. Just do the just do the contrary of what the mousy boy does. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, my friend. Thank you for the compliment. Thank you. If I can't show it to you in real time, in real life, forget it. Forget it, my friend. You shouldn't listen to me. I'll show it to you in real life as it's happening dynamically. Not hindsight, everybody's an expert. Hindsight and in the future. Oh, it just hasn't happened yet. Useless. All right. So so down 2% for the day. Market finished. Give it a couple minutes, but it's done. Down 2% for the day for the Nasdaq. 1.9% for the S&P, and small caps 3.5, which is still very high. Let's take a look at them real quick. Okay. Yeah, it closed below the previous high. Okay. Yep. Clearly. All right. Let me just take this out. Okay. So like a magnet, it came right back to this trend line. This was all fuckery right in here, as I call it. Okay. Designed to provoke emotion. That's it. It's marketing. So now we got our work cut out for us. Uh, if you're a perma bull, you want to be buying now, right? I won't hear them, but if you're a bear, you want more evidence, right? So there's nothing to do. Nothing. If you're really savvy, you can, trade around this, but I wouldn't recommend it. Okay. Um, 10 years of problem, double top. It's filling out, M pattern in play. The one index broke the top, reversed. The other one came just before it, reversed, which is the Nasdaq, and then the S&P went right at it and failed. Right? Did I get that right? And it broke the top and failed. Yeah, broke the top and failed. All right. So Small caps S&P broke the top and failed. Nasdaq just prior. So now we'll see what happens tomorrow. Let's look at the market internals. And this is what it was earlier today. It was up 8% for the day, for the 5 days. Financials, energies, beaten up, led the way up. Information technology was third, which is good. And laggards were consumer staples, utilities, and real estate, which is okay. Not a big deal. Let's see what it is now. Okay, pretty much the same. Let's go and look for the day. Energy, financials, industrials, real estate, and look where technology ended up. Negative all the way down. Consumer discretionary, Amazon, at the bottom. Okay, for the day. So that's not a good signal in terms of market leaders, but in terms of the mechanics of the laggards kind of pushing forward, that's still okay. That's still okay. Let's see if there's follow through and continuation tomorrow. All right. Anything else I want to? There you go. It's starting to bounce now. So I closed the gap for the day, basically. All right, for the S&P. Understandable. Nasdaq. Let's look at NDX. Not close enough for government work, huh? Close enough for government work. Close the gap. Because you had 2 gap ups, right? The first one was 2%. Second one was 1.4%. So now I close this one. It is elliptic. You can't argue with that. Acceleration to the downside, right? It's a pencil dick, but you get the point. So we'll look for some kind of a bounce and then see how it behaves. I want to see the bounce. It will come. This is just to fuck with people. Small caps, double top, broken. Mixed bags, mixed bags. We'll see what the small caps do. But for the S&P and the Nasdaq, I would expect some kind of a bounce. And then after the bounce, we'll figure it all out. See how it performs. Okay. Oil, Germany, real quick. Germany pulled back. Okay, that's no big deal. UK, not a big deal. Bitcoin still holding. Gold, flagging out here a little bit, right? A little bit of a flag, wedgie looking thingy right here. I would, if this falls tomorrow, that's bullish, right? Because there's less fear. So maybe a little more downside in gold. Definitely some upside in S&P and Nasdaq. Dollar. Little relief rally, little correction. Huge move in the dollar Japan. 10-year. Nice pullback. That's good. It's bullish for stocks if it pulls back a little bit. Hasn't pulled back a lot, but you know, we'll see what this does tomorrow. I don't think it holds up there, personally, but we'll see. We'll see. Financials, XLF, held their ground, breakout. All right, so again, bear case, 1, 2, 3 up. This is an ending wave 3, and then down, right? Biotech, nothing. Hotels way outperformed airlines today. And remember, we had this in place, right? Remember that? Yes. Facebook, right back down. Amazon, right back down. Almost to the point where this may be a fuckery move. Okay, still the double top for Amazon. Apple, back down. I would call this a double top. Sure. Right? We'll keep that in play for tomorrow and the days after. All right. Uh, Netflix down 8%. So really, really, really volatile. So we had a breakout from this move, came back into structure, broke the low, popped, and then failed. Good luck with that. Uh, Google pulled back a little bit up against that megaphone resistance area. Okay, that's normal. It's okay. Nvidia, double top. Yeah. One too many double tops for me. I don't know. A lot of these things, and especially the market leaders. I don't know. Head test for Tesla. Yes. Tried a head test up here. Failed. I don't know. All right, we'll look for the bounce tomorrow, but it's not looking good. You got way too many double tops right now, especially in the market leaders. All right. So that's it for now. Anybody have any questions? I'll look over some of these things as well and think about it a little bit more tonight. See what I can. Sometimes you got to step away from things. You got to look at it from a different perspective. And all right. Thank you, Alessandro. BKC rules. Yeah. Thank you very much for your kind words, Darth Vader. And Travader. All right. Thank you very much. Have a good night, and we'll talk again tomorrow. Bye bye.